Hey friends, it's Mel Adair here with the Friendship Revolution, and I'm joined today by my friend Andrew Grassick of the Bradley in Richland.
Hello.
And I should actually say that I am joining him because we are on location at the Bradley. It's an amazing place to be. Extreme hospitality. Thank you to Andrew, who goes around and he greets everybody who comes into his place and is really good about doing that. Which on that topic, we're actually going to discuss being an introvert or having introverts come to something that you are entertaining. Sorry, I just totally kicked you.
She's kicking me.
I did. Yeah. I'm like, behave on this segment.
I don't behave, but never do.
A little bit naughty. So what do you do if you are an introvert and you are invited to a gathering and you really want to go or you really want to support the person that's hosting? This can be really tricky. And I feel like in this time, our situation, this generation, it's very culturally normal to classify yourself as, and an introvert is not a bad thing, but have social anxiety. And I think that that's very normalized for a variety of reasons, which we don't need to discuss in this segment, but certainly we feel more connected because we're online, which then I personally, my philosophy is the more we compare with what other people's lives look like, the less likely we are to extend ourselves in a very authentic way and practice hospitality if our house does not look like Better Homes and Gardens, or we don't know how to mix a perfect cocktail or pour a perfect glass of wine or put out food in a very specific way. And that is just a trap when you are comparing your life and your desire to love people with what the highlight reels of other people's lives. So just be aware of that. Now, I'm not in any way diminishing social anxiety. It is very real. And so those of you that really struggle with that, my heart is with you. And I want you to know that what you are going through is very real. And sometimes that happens because you've gone through things in life, or you're processing things in life, or you're just entering a new season of life. Just know that there is an other side to the social anxiety.
The socially anxious, like me. I'm always anxious to be social. It's true.
He wants to be. So there is a difference between having social anxiety and being introverted. And in our situation, Andrew is 100% extroverted, right?
Yes.
So he is fully charged by engaging with people on a social level and being out there and getting to know them.
Which is why, I really am socially anxious. There's times where I have had panic attacks from being socially anxious and needing to be around people.
Okay.
So there is the full opposite spectrum of the social anxiety.
Okay.
Which I think it's a whole different ball game, but I understand the other way around.
Yes.
One thing for me is I'm always entertaining the people who do have that social anxiety, introverted.
Yes.
We can say one of my good friends, Ben. I think you've met Ben before here. He's incredibly introverted, and it's all about bringing them out and getting them out, and that's making them comfortable to talk to other people. Yes,
and which is really tricky. So if you are introverted, so I would say that I can be 65-70% extroverted, but I definitely have an introverted side that needs to hide and read and just close off and shut down to re-energize myself in life in general. And so, but I have no problems going out, depending on what I'm going through. Sometimes I go through really hard seasons, and so it's hard to want to engage with other people and put on a smile when I'm processing life on different levels. So for those of you that do classify yourselves as introverts, it can be very painful to put yourself out there, or very uncomfortable.
It can
be. And so in speaking to that situation, some of my suggestions would be to, if you are wanting to go to something, do be brave.
Be brave.
Be brave. You don't know what connections you may need. And so as much as we want to say, yay, I'm independent, I need nobody, the reality is, as people, we all need people.
We do.
So we need those close relationships, and you never know who you're going to meet in a setting, whether it's a house party or maybe going to a place that's small and intimate yet full of life, like a place like the Bradley, some type of a local place.
Which I feel like a suggestion for introverts is go out by yourself, sit at a bar. If you are a bar drinker, go and sit at a bar and you should be able to be engaged by that bartender, the guests around you. That, I think, helps people get past that social anxiety. You know, you are technically sitting by yourself, but there's other people around you to help you start engaging.
Yeah, so let's classify what a bar means. So if you said to go hang out at any bar, I'd be like,
I wouldn't say any bar.
Right, so in the Bradley, I could bring my laptop in here, and I'm surrounded by other professionals or like-minded people. You don't feel like you are being preyed on, or which, especially as a female, that's huge, that you feel safe and comfortable and classy, that you can show up and be you, and you know that whoever's behind the bar, whether you're asking for soda or you are ordering a cocktail, that they are going to be engaging, and they are more concerned about you as a person rather than overfilling your cup with something that you shouldn't be drinking in the first place. So how would you define what kind of a place to hang out?
I would say, you can say like a upscale casual bar, per se, right? That sounds like a good word?
I think so, yes.
Some place that, you know, it stands out above the rest. Something that when you walk through the door, you feel welcome. It's warm. It feels welcome. I think that's when you will know where you're going. Okay. When you first walk through the door and you feel welcome, like you're walking into somebody's home.
That's huge. So Andrew, you have been in the restaurant industry for a
very long time. Yeah.
How many?
About 20 years now. Yeah.
Okay, so 20 years in the restaurant industry. So he's really good at making people feel welcome and walking up to him and introducing himself to people. That's huge. So would you say that you would look at Yelp ratings if you're wanting to go out?
I mean, I don't know about, I don't know if you need to look at that type of feel. I think maybe Yelp, read about what the restaurant's like. You know, most restaurants these days, like myself, we have, I think maybe even just Facebook pages.
Yes.
Have a lot more to say about what was going on and who they are, from the pictures and everything that we do, and are engaging with our customers, our guests, I should say. Yeah,
because you want to look for something like that. So if I was traveling to a new city, I might start with a Yelp and then go to, you want to do your homework, really. You want to do your homework because you don't want to put yourself in some type of a...
check on some Facebook, check on some Instagram.
Yeah.
Those things really, I think, tell on what the restaurant's about.
Yeah, and so read those reviews very carefully so you don't put yourself in a situation where you feel compromised or uncomfortable. So especially if you are an introvert, that's really important. So you want to be able to go somewhere, be around people. You might meet some new people without compromising who you are, what your values are, or feeling just gross by the time that you walked out. That's important.
We've all been to those places before.
Ugh. So that's one great tip. Yeah. So if you are an introvert or struggle in this area of connecting with other people, but you do want to go to an outing that your friends are having, the greatest conversationalist is not the person that's talking. So take that pressure off of yourself. It's really by asking great questions of others. And you don't have to put yourself right in the hub of 20 people. You can find other people that are kind of scaling the outside of the social group, that are sitting in a chair here or taking a break. And you start to ask them about themselves. Really, and I think that says a lot about friendship too. We don't seek a lot of friendships because of what we can gain.
If you don't know them, introduce yourself. Right? Introduce yourself.
Absolutely.
A name goes a long way.
It does.
You know, a name and a shake of the hand. And maybe a little cheers.
Can I get you a glass of something? Even if you aren't
the host.
You can always say, hey, I see that you're missing some of your,
absolutely.
You need a refill. Can I get you something? I'm going to head up there anyway. And that can really, that's practicing hospitality wherever you are, opening the doors to friendship wherever you are. And then people know that you aren't trying to get to know them with some weird, it just kind of breaks the ice. It breaks the ice on that, right? And so asking great questions like, where are you from? Are you from here originally? How long have you lived here?
How do you know Mel?
Yeah.
You know, whoever's hosting the party. How do you know Mel?
Andrew,
How do you know Andrew? I think that's a great way to get in there.
Yeah, that's huge. So that's in fact, that it can be an icebreaker at some get-togethers depending on what the setting is. If you're going to play games or whatever there, then okay, go around, say something about yourself. how you know the host, and what your favorite pet is, or whatever. Most common settings aren't going to have those, but those kind of icebreaker situations, but those are great questions to answer yourself in a conversation. So, hey, this is who I am, this is where I'm from.
And also, like, if you're feeling like if you're there and you made it through that door, and you're feeling like you don't know quite who to engage with, don't be afraid to ask your host.
Yes,
right?
That is
because generally your host
yes.
is that extrovert who knows what's going on.
Yes.
So if you came up to me at a party that I'm hosting, who should I engage with? And I know
yes.
you're my friend, you're
yes.
here. I know exactly who you are and who you need to be talking to.
Yes.
So let's go and introduce you. Have you met Mel? It's a great game to play.
She's a little bit strange, so give her a wide berth. But that is a great suggestion. And most extroverts are going to be fantastic connectors. So they will see common personality
Absolutely.
traits. So Andrew really loves entertaining. He's in the restaurant business. I also know somebody from over here that maybe isn't quite as extroverted, and I would say, hey, Andrew, would you mind introducing yourself to my friend over
Absolutely.
here? And that is a great way to strike up conversation. So thank you for that suggestion. Ask the host who you should connect with, and they will be happy to,
Oh, yes.
number one, see you happy and engaging at their party, and then number two, provide you with the opportunity to connect with other people.
100%. I think that is a great way, especially when you're feeling like you're trying your hardest to work through and meet people on that,
Yeah.
and be a little bit more extroverted and social. I think that's a great way to step in.
Yeah. So thank you for that.
Pleasure.
Do you have other tips when people have come to your shindigs and they're a little bit introverted, as to draw them into conversation?
Well, I think a little bit of, like we talked about earlier, is, as me as a host, we're always walking around with a bottle of something in our hand to pour something for ourselves. And, like-minded people, pouring it with them, maybe
Yes.
give that to that. For me, I give that to my introvert.
Yes.
And that's their job to do.
Yes. Can you make sure that everybody has a little bit of this in their glass? Or would you mind walking around with this plate of whatever it is and see who wants some?
Absolutely.
That's a fantastic suggestion, and that is a great way to engage as well. So thank you so much for your time, Andrew.
My pleasure.
Any
Thank
other
you.
thoughts on that?
Don't be afraid to have a good time. That's all I say.
That's right.